Hello and welcome to another Chobo Team League stream. Still doing week 1. This match will be between Guns N' Roaches and Alloy eSports. Now there were a number of walkovers in this one. I'll explain that as I go through, going through set by set. The first match was in fact one of those walkovers though, with Guns N' Roaches getting a free win in for the first set. So we're going to head right into the second set, which was not in fact a walkover and is a Gold League match on Daedalus Point, played between qball and RhiNo. For those of you who aren't familiar with the Chobo Team League, it is a league of lower level StarCraft players, well, lower level being lower than Masters, goes anywhere from Bronze all the way up to Diamond, with various matches for players of different leagues. The first match we're going to be doing is, as I already said, a Gold League match on Daedalus Point. The match that was the walkover is the Bronze/Silver match. That's the one we've skipped because, well, it didn't happen, and I believe it was Guns N' Roaches that got that free win. The first match we're going to be doing is check my results page. Yes, Guns N' Roaches. Anyway, as you might guess, as I already have the results, although I'm not going to spoil them for you, I'm casting from replays, is because these games happen pretty much whenever the players schedule them during the week. It's not that often that I can cast them live, but I did actually get to cast one of the Week 2 games live. I've already done that one. You can find the VOD within my channel. So, I'm going to head into this game as soon as it gets loaded up. Because these games happen pretty much whenever the players schedule. And apparently I've left my preview window open. You might hear a little tiny bit of quiet echo until I can get that closed. But I've already done that on the VOD in my channel. So I'm gonna head into this game as soon as it gets loaded up. Okay, no more preview window, and directly into the game. So we have spawning here in the upper left on Daedalus Point, we have qball playing for Guns N' Roaches. And spawning in the lower right, we have RhiNo for Alloy eSports. Bit of a amusing good manner and banter as our players start out the game. Always fun to see. That Overlord going out across the map. qball being amused by leaving Hearthstone open apparently. I know a lot of us probably play Hearthstone as well. Blizzard Entertainment match as well. So we got a Bear Eric's and a Refinery coming down for RhiNo, and a Pool first build out of qball so far. Not sure if that's going to be for a factory timing or a Reaper or what. We'll see it pretty soon. As for the Refinery for RhiNo. Meanwhile, we do see a pretty early gas coming down for qball as well. Pool before gas, but still pretty early, so we're going to see speed come into the game pretty quick, most likely. In the meantime, RhiNo is indeed getting that Reaper to start out. Well, morphing in his orbital command. Nobody's gotten a scout out yet, but qball's first Overlord is just arriving at RhiNo's natural. Sees that it wasn't a CC first on the low ground or anything built. Not sure how much he wants to risk it, considering, you know, he might have Marines early, and losing that early Overlord can be absolutely devastating. Do see that typical second base timing for qball. First queen just about to pop out, and that first Reaper is gonna meet the first queen. Well, we'll see if this Reaper can get anything done here. Picks away a bit at a drone and runs away from the queen. So, not really, other than getting a good scout. In the meantime, this Overlord did get a bit of a scout and then run down to this little sweet spot in the corner. It's usually a pretty good hiding spot for Overlords if you play Zergs. That Reaper deciding to go all the way home rather than continuing to stay in and be annoying. In the meantime, we see Marine production started up, factory on the way. And a few early Zerglings trying to get a scout and, well, letting into some Marines. That Reaper did go back over there and is being chased around by slow lings. It's got one of them. It's a pretty good Reaper micro here. Taking down actually all 4 of those lings and retaining its life. Reapers regen pretty fast, so it's pretty much 4 lings for free. Can't complain about that. One ling still hanging out here in RhiNo's natural to watch for that second base going down there. That second base has been made, but is at the moment just being used to make sending in a sacrificial overload here to get a scout off. It doesn't really get very far into the base, so he's not really able to see very much. Let's take a look at his vision and see what he actually saw with that scout. Well, he did see the factory, saw the reactor building on the factory. Anyway, did not see that the starport was already completed, but so that's kind of interesting. We got this Zergling sitting here, and these troops just sitting here, rather than, you know, attacking the Zergling and allowing the base to land. And this Zergling's not burrowed or anything, it's just kind of sitting. There we go. Now they've cleared it out so the base can land. So far we have RhiNo getting his troop production up just a little faster, whereas qball is mostly focusing on teching up, already having his spire on the way with his lair having been created in his main. Also taking the third base. Following the usual rule of if you're playing Zerg against anything that's not Zerg, be 1 base ahead. Looks like that Overlord that was hiding in the corner is going to be sent across the main. There's actually no Marines here anymore. Them all being rallied to the natural, so this Overlord can just sail on over and not have anything to contest it. No missile turrets up yet for RhiNo, so when those muted do come out, they may in fact be pretty uncontested other than Marines. Now these Marines are starting to chase that Overlord. They'll probably get it before it can get out of the base, but not before it gets elite scouted. Almost certainly will. Otherwise, otherwise, you see some pretty good creep spread out of qball on the other side of the map. Was using his Zergling to hold that watchtower to watch even more for any sort of move outs, like say a medevac flying across the map for a drop. We'll see if he's able to see that medevac as it continues on its path, but he probably won't. Well, maybe it's just the end of his vision. Nope, that medevac, completely unscouted, just skirts the edge of the vision on its way up to the base. In the meantime, he's sending across his first Mutalisk to start doing some harass, so it looks like harass and harass happen at the same time. And apparently someone cast this live that we can halfway through. So we have these Marines trying to take down the spawning pool and getting a whole lot of Zerglings are coming in, but once the Zerglings are done, the Banelings roll in. RhiNo complaining about the lag, obviously trying to get a pickup before running off when he saw those Banelings. And looks like that medevac is going to be chased down by a single Mutalisk. In the meantime, we have these Mutalisks that were across the map, and it looks like the Mutalisks were extremely successful. I was watching that drop. We had the Mutalisks down by this side of the map, actually completely destroying the mineral line. So, all in all, it's looking a whole lot better for qball right now, being up literally 38 workers. RhiNo with a little bit better army supply, but not very much, and that army is pretty much just sitting here. Really, his best option here would almost certainly be to try to attack with that army. As long as he could use those medevacs for a little bit of micro to losing another supply depot for free up here to continue to muta harass. Marines are going to chase off the mutas for the moment, but he's taken a whole lot of damage at this point. Early Mutalisk play being extremely successful for qball. A few more Mutalisks going to join the flock, and more Marines and more Hellions being made for RhiNo. Don't know exactly what he plans on using all those Hellions for. He just seems to be passing up Hellions for the moment rather than actually sending them. He's just taking down a missile turret, losing a few of their number, but taking down the only completed missile turret and watching another one not be able to finish. The Marines come back up to chase him out again. qball getting a very impressive mineral bank at the moment, and taking his fourth base behind this. Continues to send mutas over there as quickly as he can get gas. Beats a round of overlords so he can continue to add more mutas to the flock. 6 more already on the way. So during all this time, we see RhiNo mostly just continuing to make Marines, choosing not to move out with them yet, but he does have 1-1 on the Marines, and qball has completely ignored anything except for flyer upgrades. It's having only +1 flyer attack at this point, and a +1 flyer kill base just about finished. However, he is finally getting down those Evo chambers, so we can actually get some upgrades, as well as starting up his hive. There's going to be quite a formidable mutaflock, though. "17 Mutalisks flying around. Actually, I didn't box them all. And a few more being added, so now up to 20 mutas. But it looks like RhiNo's finally going to try to move out with that massive army he's been building at his natural. The scan is about to hit. Starts taking down the main creep tuners. That's a lot of creep tuners. Like I said, that creep stuff is going pretty good for qball so far. Now the Zerglings and Banelings are coming in to deal with these Marines, and it looks like the Marines are not being split or picked up. Those Banes doing, well, exactly what Banes are supposed to do. The Mute is cleaning up the medevacs, and it's looking real dire for RhiNo at this point. Only 1 G from RhiNo. So that'll be it for